If you're watching this video, you're most likely in a long-distance relationship. If not, this video could still be for you because I feel like the things I'm going to talk about are very general and could help any relationship. I remember when I first got into my relationship, I was looking up a lot of stuff online. A lot of articles told me that it's more likely for a long distance relationship to last if you can visit each other like twice a month or at least like every 3 months, which wasn't possible for me. The first time that me and my boyfriend actually met was when we had already been together for a year and 3 months, and that's a really long time to go without seeing each other. And another thing I read was that long distance relationships have an equal or pretty much equal chance at surviving as regular relationships. All of that makes you perhaps a little bit concerned because if you feel like you've found the one, obviously you don't want things to end because you're not able to visit each other like every month. So I am here hoping to give you some advice to encourage you if you are in a long distance relationship. When it comes to my relationship and also many long distance relationships, they are built upon communication, which makes it a very strong relationship because if you meet in person, it's likely for it to be built on intimacy. Perhaps you're not really like a good match for each other. Perhaps you feel like you can't be fully open and conversate with them and you have like a lot of problems. But the physical touch part is the only thing that's giving you this false sense of connection, of being close to each other, of a deep relationship, while actually, in my experience, a deep relationship happens as a result of communication, of being vulnerable, of being open, of not hiding things from each other, of talking about everything. In a long distance relationship, talking about everything openly is super important, even more important because you're not actually physically together, so you can't possibly really know what's going on around the other person, what might be affecting them externally outside of your relationship, and as a result also affecting your relationship unless they tell you. Obviously, it's really important to talk in any relationship, but it's especially important in a long-distance relationship, which in turn makes it really strong, connected if you are meant for each other, if you are a good match, if you value similar things, and if you both are willing to work on it. And obviously there's a lot of downsides to a long-distance relationship, such as obviously not being able to be physically close to each other, and then also not knowing what's going around, not being able to physically help or support your partner. And another thing is also missing out on like important life events like birthdays, graduations, holidays. You can't always travel and meet each other, but if that's not possible, then you are going to not be able to be physically present in those situations, which in my case at least makes me feel like I'm left out a little bit, like I'm missing out on some of the important events. And also, if you are able to travel and meet up, it's really great. Living with your soulmate is amazing. But if you are in a long distance relationship, especially between like continents, it can be really difficult to actually like stay together like physically, because eventually you will have to separate again because you need to go back to your home country and all the like visas and blah blah blah, and leaving is so hard. Saying goodbye, the last look, the last touch, the last kiss, the last words you actually hear from them. And also everybody looks a little different and sounds a little different in person, so eventually you kind of forget what they smelled like, what they actually sounded like. Although it's similar, you will notice that this is my boyfriend or girlfriend. but once you meet up again, it's going to be absolutely amazing. But leaving hurts so bad. So that's a downside. Otherwise, if you are sure that you have found the one, then I feel like long distance can actually be very beneficial, because you have this opportunity to work on yourself personally and also to work on the relationship, to communicate, to perhaps attempt to learn something together from a distance. Because if you're able to stay together from a distance, then most likely you're also going to be able to stay together in person. And once you are in person, there's also so many creative ways to like go on dates, which is really important. We bought this one like date scrapbook from the Adventure Challenge, the couples edition, which I really recommend. It's a lot of fun. All the dates there are truly unique, so it's not just like Netflix and chill every day, because keeping it interesting is important. And then another thing I would recommend that you can even do like long distance is getting the relationship pack cards from We Are Not Really Strangers, because they contain such good questions. Really recommend. Really makes you go deep into these topics that you can't even really think about. So there's a lot of things you can do, and I feel like a long distance relationship can be very beneficial for some, at least. I hope I could encourage you a little bit, maybe brighten the mood if you're feeling a little unsure, if you're feeling a little anxious or stressed out or worried about your relationship. I am so grateful to be in the relationship that I am in right now. It's just truly amazing. And well, something we prioritize is communication, so that's something I can highly recommend. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. I hope that I could inspire you, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I know this ending was kind of abrupt, but I think my sister just got her baby and my mom's calling me and I need to go. Okay, so bye bye.